Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webcast, Applying the Power of Tableau to Salesforce.com. My name is Amanda Quon, and I'm joined here by my colleague, Ben Dunmire. Ben and I are business intelligence and analytics consultants here at Thorogood, and we've drawn on our Tableau expertise to bring you today's presentation. We have two main objectives for today's webcast. First, Ben will demonstrate how Tableau can access data from Salesforce.com, as well as the added benefits of using Tableau to enhance, analyze, and visualize this data. Second, I'll show how you can embed Tableau content within the Salesforce.com platform to deliver a seamless user experience. And along the way, each of us will highlight possibilities to integrate Salesforce.com data with other sources of insight. For anyone unfamiliar with Thorogood, we are an independent consulting firm specializing in business intelligence and analytic solutions. We operate as a single global organization from our locations in New York, Philadelphia, London, and Bangalore, and all of our consultants are recruited and trained in the same manner to develop a unique mix of business understanding, technical excellence, and analytical ability. We have substantial credentials in the industry shown, and we provide a full range of services to support your business goals. Our clients are some of the leading organizations in consumer goods, pharma, banking, and insurance, and we take a lot of pride in the long-standing relationships we have fostered with some of the names that you see here. Our clients are large, complex businesses, and we rely on our thorough business understanding and deep technical expertise to deliver successful solutions to their business challenges. We are an independent firm, meaning we don't partner with a single software vendor. Rather, we partner with many of the key players in the market in order to provide our clients with a solution that best suits their needs. We're also able to develop well-rounded expertise that allows us to help our clients integrate across platforms successfully, much like you'll see today with Tableau and Salesforce. Our Tableau practice and partnership was initiated back in 2012, and it's been an exciting ride. Since that time, we've established Thorogood as a strategic partner in Tableau's Alliance program, and we're named Partner of the Year in the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. We're also very excited about our recent work with Salesforce and the business insights we've seen our customers gain when leveraging it. The majority of our work and experience lies in utilizing Salesforce as a data source, focusing on integration, and we'll be showing you several examples of that today. Now, if you regularly attend our events, you know that we featured how to successfully integrate Tableau with some other technologies like Microsoft, Teradata, R, Hadoop, etc. Additionally, we've also featured how to successfully integrate Salesforce with other technologies like Qlik or Power BI. Much like those presentations, today is inspired by our clients and the business challenges they face. And we hope you leave today's webcast with a much better sense of the excellent synergies you can achieve by integrating the industry leaders in data visualization and CRM software. At this time, I'll turn things over to Ben to present our first section.
Thanks, Amanda. The first thing we'll talk about today is how to visualize your Salesforce data in the Tableau platform. But before we get into exactly how to go about doing it, let's start with an overview of what your current landscape might look like and answer some key fundamental questions which you may be asking yourself, like, why bother pulling data from Salesforce to Tableau? And what can Salesforce do for me as a standalone product? On the slide is a snapshot of a Salesforce.com dashboard we created. One thing you will notice is that the Salesforce look and feel may be different than what you may be accustomed to. This is called Salesforce Lightning, a refreshed user experience that came out late August of last year. We won't get into too much detail regarding Lightning or other facets of Salesforce product suite in today's webcast, but if you'd like more information, please reach out to us in the Q&A pane or via email, and we'd be happy to speak further. So here we are in Salesforce. And we've created a variety of different visualizations from the Salesforce platform showing win rates by industry, opportunity amount by industry, and then those won opportunities over time. Now, you may be a user who has never seen reports or dashboards in Salesforce before, or you've seen them but found it difficult to create them, or you already have a business intelligence tool like Tableau, and you like to use it to its full extent by utilizing your Salesforce data. Luckily, bringing your Salesforce data back to Tableau can be quick and easy. So Tableau allows you to natively connect to Salesforce.com using the same interface you would use for importing other databases, cubes, or spreadsheets. Today, we'll be connecting to Salesforce data. It is a direct connection, so you'll input your Salesforce username and password to see the data. It does require the use of extracts. Thus, the data is not live, but rather as up-to-date as your latest extract is. Now, once you connect to Salesforce, Tableau recognizes the objects and relationships immediately, and you can use any one of their standard connections as your data model. Note that you can add additional objects and create custom relationships, whether with Salesforce data or otherwise, but it can become quite complex. Well, I've talked a lot already, so let me go ahead and actually show it to you in action. Our first demo today will show how you can visualize your Salesforce data using Tableau Desktop. I'll first demo how to pull the data from Salesforce.com using a standard connection. I'll create some visualizations. Then I'll blend non-Salesforce data into my visualizations for even more meaningful insights. And finally, I'll combine the visualizations into an interactive dashboard. So let's hop over to Tableau. Here I am in my workbook. I'm using Tableau Desktop version 10.1, which actually came out last month. For the sake of time, I've connected and extracted my Salesforce data, but I'll walk you through the steps of how to go about doing that now. So up here in the menu bar, under Data, we can select a new data source. And here you can see all the sources that Tableau can connect to. So if we start searching for Salesforce, there it is. And if we choose that, you'll see I am prompted to input my username and password to access the Salesforce data. One important thing to note is that in order for you to connect to your Salesforce data with a new connection, you'll need to enter a verification code sent via text or email based on the contact information attached to your Salesforce account. This is just another layer of security required by Salesforce when connecting from a client such as Tableau. So after I verify my account, Tableau will create a connection to my Salesforce data, and I can show you what that connection looks like right now. So here I am in my empty connection. I have the option of creating a custom data model using tables from Salesforce, or by using a standard connection in which Tableau intuitively joins tables based on relationships it identifies in the Salesforce data. So let's say I wanted to create some visualizations that take a look at opportunities along with account information associated with those opportunities. Down here in the table pane, I can scroll down and find my opportunity table and drag that on. And you see that the field names populate down here along with their data types. Then I'll go ahead and grab the account table and pull that on as well. And you see Tableau identifies the relationship and joins those tables. But rather than using creating my own data model today, I think I'd like to use a standard connection created by Tableau. So I can just go ahead and grab on the opportunity standard connection. And you see Tableau has created a data model which actually includes that relationship between the opportunity and account table that we just looked at. So this data model will allow me to discover some deep insights from my Salesforce data. So the last step needed in this process before designing some awesome visualizations is to actually create the extract of the data model that we want to form. So for the sake of time, I've actually already created the extract of that same opportunity standard connection, and you can see that on the screen now. So I can take a look at my connection by editing it, and I see that I'm again prompted to log in with my Salesforce credentials. So basically, this means that only users with access would be able to edit the data model. So with my opportunity standard connection, I can still add tables in the manner we saw earlier. I can scroll through my tables here in the bottom left and customize the relationships that I'm seeing in my model. So you may be under the impression that the only thing you can bring in from Salesforce is standard CRM data. If you use something like the Salesforce chatter functionality, you are still able to pull it onto the model. With chatter activity, you can see what topics are generating the most buzz or identify who the top influencers are in your company. Now, when creating your own custom relationships with different tables and whatnot, you may find it can become complicated quickly. This tends to be the place customers typically reach out to us. So if you have a case where you're finding difficulty in getting the data exactly how you'd like it, feel free to contact us. Tell us your story, and we'd be happy to give you our thoughts. But for simplicity's sake, I think I'm going to go ahead and keep my standard connection for now and start creating some visualizations. So let's move over to a blank sheet, and I want to think about what I might want to see with my Salesforce data. One thing that might be of interest to me at a very high level is my historical sales, my opportunities won or lost, and where my future opportunities lie. So it makes sense to bring on my opportunity amounts by date. So over here in the left-hand pane, you can see Tableau has already organized my dimensions and then measures based on the table it is sourced from in Salesforce. So this makes it very easy to wrap my head around what I'm looking for. So the first thing I'm going to do in my opportunity table is drag on the close date of opportunities, and let's put that on rows. And I'm interested in looking at this on a monthly basis, so I can make that switch. Then I'm going to grab the amount of those opportunities, and we'll put that onto the rows. And you see Tableau has created a line chart for me. Now for aesthetic's sake, I think I'm going to turn this into an area chart, which I can do over here in the marks card. There we go. And what might make this a bit more valuable to me is seeing these amounts by the stage of the opportunity. So I can go ahead and drag that onto color. And so now you can see all the different stages. I have my closure loss, my closure wins, and then my proposals, qualified, prospects, and suspects that are on the pipeline. So I can see all the different stages for my opportunities. Now, looking at my historical sales, I notice all these lost opportunities are showing up as positive numbers and stacking my historical sales, which is a bit counterintuitive to me, but it's essentially how the Salesforce data is set up. What I really want to see is these lost opportunities showing up as negative values such that it does not inflate my historical sales. Luckily, in Tableau, I can create a custom calculation that does this for me. Over here on my left-hand side, in the Measures pane, I've created a custom calculation called Amount Converted. So we can take a quick look at that. So you can see it's a pretty simple formula, basically saying if the stage is a closure loss, then multiply my amount by -1, thus making it a negative number. Otherwise, show me the amount. So we can take that measure and drag that on and replace amount. And there we go. And I'm pretty much showing exactly what I wanted to see with those closed losses as negative numbers historically. All right, so this is a pretty great visualization. I can see historical wins and losses for closed opportunities, as well as open opportunities on the pipeline for the future by stage. Now, one thing that would make this visualization even more insightful is if I could overlay my sales targets for these future months. And while Salesforce may not have my sales targets at this high of a level, I actually track them in an Excel sheet here on my local machine. So you can see it's nothing fancy here. It's just 2 columns with a date and then the corresponding sales target. But what I'd ultimately like to do, as I stated earlier, is bring this into Tableau. So let's head back to my workbook, and lo and behold, I've brought it in. I can switch my data source up here to the sales target, and we can take a look at the data by viewing it. So you can see here, it's the exact same thing we just saw in the Excel spreadsheet. I have dates and then the corresponding sales target for that date. I've also created the necessary relationship between the 2 data sources on date, and that's noted here with the red link icon. So now I can go ahead and bring on my sales target. We can drag it over to the right axis to make a dual axis chart. And you can see Tableau has decided to make it an area chart, which makes sense. That's what I had it set as. But I think it'll make a bit more sense if I make my target a solid line. There we go. And you see these numbers seem pretty high, and that's just because the axes haven't been synced up. So we can just right-click and then synchronize the axis. And there we go. I'm going to make a few other quick adjustments just to get this exactly the way I want to see it. And there we go. I have a solid gray line as my sales targets. So here we've created a compelling visualization by blending Salesforce data, showing my sales pipeline overlaid with my sales targets from Excel. Now, this was a very simple example of blending Salesforce data with a 2-column Excel spreadsheet, but this could be product information from Teradata or retail data from SQL Server. There are numerous possibilities available to you. All right, I'll make another quick visualization for you. So I've seen my full sales pipeline, but let me look one step further to my opportunities at an account level. Let's jump to an open sheet, and then we'll switch back to my opportunity standard connection. I'm going to take a look at my account table, and we'll pull on the account name under my rows, and I will add all the members. And then let's grab the amount for opportunities and pull that on the columns. And you see Tableau has created a bar chart for me. Now I'd like to sort this from largest to smallest. There we go. And just like we did in the previous visualization, I can actually use Stage to color the chart and add a bit more detail. So we'll pull that on the color. And there we can see all the different stages. Now there are a ton of accounts on here, but I'm really just interested in my best accounts, my top earners. So I think I'd like to apply a filter. So we can go to the filter, and then I'm interested in my top 10 accounts, and that'll be by the sum of the amount. And there we go, we can apply that, and great. You can see how easy it is to create a meaningful visualization from Salesforce data. So the next thing I want to show is how these two different visualizations can work in tandem and the power they have when they are together. So let's go ahead and build a dashboard. It's as easy as dragging on the sheets. So I have sheet 1 and then sheet 2. Now I realize those aren't the most descriptive of names, but I can quickly change that. For my pipeline, let's call that my sales pipeline. And then my accounts visualization, we can call that my top accounts. There we go. And now when I head back to the dashboard, you can see that the sheet names and titles have updated. So in Tableau dashboards, I can use a visualization as a filter to reveal deeper insights, and that's something that's not available natively in Salesforce reporting. So right up here in my sales pipeline visualization, I can choose this icon on the upper right and use it as a filter. So I'll click that. And what this allows me to do is interactivity I have with this specific visualization will filter everything else in the particular dashboard. So let's say I took on the role of a sales area manager and wanted to see my sales opportunities in the next quarter. I could go to my sales pipeline and choose the next 3 months. So we'll do that. There we go. And as I do that, you'll notice my bottom visualization, the top accounts, filter to only show the accounts and opportunities from the selected 3 months from right up here. Thus, someone like a sales area manager can own in on given long or short-term goals and identify top accounts for the next quarter. This provides insight where I should focus my upcoming work and the account managers to speak to and liaise with. All right, in order to truly capitalize on the value Tableau brings to visualizing the Salesforce data, I want to share this dashboard with my colleagues by publishing it to Tableau Online. I want others in my company to have access to this information to be able to make data-driven decisions. So we'll simply head up here to Server and then publish my workbook. I'll be given the option to publish to either Tableau Online or any Tableau server I have and then schedule data refreshes. So I've deployed this dashboard to Tableau Online and we can head over to my browser and check it out. So here's that dashboard. It's a more finished and polished product. I've added another visualization using the awesome mapping capabilities. Oh, it's going to reload for you. The awesome mapping capabilities from Tableau. And I'm also added a couple of filters, so I'm able to look at my data through several lenses. So this is a really great avenue to share information with my colleagues. So that was a quick demo of playing with Salesforce data in Tableau. let's go ahead and summarize and talk through some high-level points of why Tableau for Salesforce. It's easy to connect to Salesforce. Just type it in, log in, select a standard connection or two, and you're good to go. There are a number of different visualization options available to you: area charts, combo charts, maps, and other great options. Tableau has an inherent analytics capability available on its own analytics pane for things like trending and forecasting. Dashboards allow for interactivity between multiple charts, which we showed, so you can use your selections as a filter for your view as a whole. And blending, as we saw, which can be as simple as bringing in Excel targets or as complex as pulling product data from a Teradata warehouse. There's quite a bit here, but there's some really key things to think about when evaluating how Tableau can enhance your Salesforce data consumption. And with that, I'll hand it back off to Amanda to talk about how to take your brand new Tableau dashboard and actually throw it back into the Salesforce platform.
Thank you very much, Ben. Now, we'll use the content that Ben has built and take it one step further to illustrate how Tableau visualizations and dashboards can be embedded back within the Salesforce.com platform for a seamless user experience. So while there are a number of advantages for embedding Tableau content into Salesforce.com, I would like to highlight a couple of standouts. For starters, you can enhance your existing business processes with actionable insights and streamline the time to make decisions. Tableau offers advanced business intelligence and analytics capabilities to make said data-driven decisions. Embedding also provides easy access to information in a single workspace at the time that it's needed. Not only can you make better decisions, but you can make them faster when all of your information is in one place. You can also achieve dynamic integration with existing Salesforce pages, pages like accounts or opportunities, which delivers a seamless experience to the end user. And finally, it provides a single version of the truth across the organization for Salesforce analytics, whether they're accessed via Tableau Server or Salesforce.com. You don't have to worry that your Salesforce.com reports and those dashboards might tell a different story than your Tableau dashboards. It is important that we clarify some details around the solution architecture to embed Tableau into Salesforce. I've already seen a couple of questions come in from the chat pane in terms of how the authentication works, so we'll get into that right now. So as Ben demonstrated, the process first begins by connecting to Salesforce.com to model your data. Next, we extract that data from the cloud into your local Tableau desktop application for development. You can then share this content with others in your organization, either through Tableau Online, Tableau's cloud offering of Tableau Server, or via your own instance of Tableau Server. So, as you can see, we're almost there, but there is clearly one leg left, which is to embed our Tableau Online or Tableau Server content back into Salesforce.com. Now, Tableau Online, Tableau Server versus Salesforce, these are two separate independent products that don't necessarily communicate natively with each other. So you will need to install and configure something called Sparkler. This is an adapter created by Tableau in order to communicate with something called Salesforce Canvas. Canvas is Salesforce's framework for integrating various third-party tools, which requires a bit of setup. Though note, there is no additional cost for Tableau's Sparkler adapter, and Tableau does provide robust instructions for setting this up. Finally, I do want to highlight that your Tableau Online or Tableau Server authentication does, in fact, need to be set up using trusted authentication in order for this to work. And I think this was one of the questions that I saw in the chat pane. So with all of that said, lots of keywords, key things to think about there. We won't be going into too much technical detail in today's presentation, but I did want to mention these additional tools that would be needed in order for this seamless integration to occur. If you are interested in the technical aspects of it, please feel free to reach out, and we'd be more than happy to speak to you further later. I also want to clarify that Tableau Server or Tableau Online is an integral part of this chain. Unfortunately, you cannot publish content to Salesforce.com directly from Tableau Desktop. So of the two options between online or server, our demonstration today utilizes Tableau Online, as we are seeing a trend across our clients and the market in general toward cloud-based services. The main difference for us today in the context of embedding back into Salesforce is in regards to authentication specifically. For Tableau Server, your user is on site on your private network or VPN'd into that network from home, so authentication is essentially already dealt with. However, for Tableau Online, you do need to configure SAML and your identity providers to match in order for that authentication to be seamless, if you would like single sign-on to be enabled, essentially. But for anyone that does not have either Tableau Server or Tableau Online just yet, we can help you get started on your journey with free products like Tableau Reader to distribute Salesforce analytics. Finally, I want to mention one more component where we can access data outside of Salesforce.com, like Excel, just as Ben showed earlier with the targets in the last demo, SQL Server, Google Analytics, and more to enhance your Salesforce environment with more information. You could either blend this other data with your Salesforce data or simply use this data standalone as a means to supplement Salesforce with non-Salesforce data exclusively. So I'll switch over to my internet browser for a demonstration of embedding Tableau content into Salesforce.com, in which we'll cover embedding in an app, interactive actions between the products, and embedding in existing pages. So for this second demonstration, I am going to assume the role of a sales manager. I've already logged into Salesforce.com, as you can see here. You can see my lovely face in the right-hand corner. And I'm currently looking at one of my Salesforce Lightning dashboards. Now, as a reminder, we are in the Salesforce environment, and the dashboard that we're looking at was created within Salesforce. We're not looking at Tableau just yet. So this is a report created natively within the Salesforce platform. As Ben noted earlier, you may notice a new appearance. Again, this is the Salesforce Lightning experience, which launched in the fall of 2015. Lightning delivers a new look and feel and improved user experience relative to the previous Salesforce Classic. Things you can see, the frame is a bit sleeker than before. I still have access to my search bar at the top, but it's a bit more prominent. It's in the center. I have quick access to my app launcher here, so if I click that, I can look at my existing apps or actually access the app exchange in the top right. I can see my notifications with this bell, my profile if I were to select my face. My menu bar here remains at the top, so I can access things such as Chatter, my calendar accounts, with drop-downs to see more information. Note that the contents of this menu bar are customizable. You can see because of that Tableau Insights tab there, which we'll get to in a second. But if we focus first on just the dashboard, things that you'll see, the charts also have an updated appearance here in Lightning. We now have features like tooltips, which will pop up as you hover over, as well as links to underlying reports. However, the dashboard that I have here, native to Salesforce, might not give me the interactive experience I need to quickly analyze my sales pipeline. So instead, I'm going to open a version of the Tableau dashboard that Ben created earlier by selecting that Tableau Insights tab. So what you see here is we've embedded the actual Tableau Online content in the Salesforce ecosystem, essentially. So by embedding this dashboard, we have that kind of robust Tableau experience within Salesforce. And we accomplish this by creating a new, what's called Visualforce page, and a corresponding menu tab for quick access for the end user. So as a sales manager, I can see an overview of my sales performance here. The area chart displays my past sales performance and my opportunities by stage over time. I'm interested in this trend, but I can use my tooltip where necessary to see specific amounts. Similarly, in the bottom left, I can see my top 10 accounts by opportunity amount, also broken out by those stages. And lastly, I can analyze my data by state. Now, Tableau has excellent mapping capability, so we kind of had to feature that today. And maps allow you to analyze your data at an aggregate level, such as state, or even plot unique points of sale. On the left-hand side, just to give you an overview of what we're looking at here, I can filter my dashboard by industry. To say I am specifically just interested in finance, I can go ahead and click that, and you'll see that my full dashboard will update and filter for that finance data. I have another filter here, drop-down by account owner, in case I'm interested in looking at an individual's performance. Or I have this stage funnel. So this is a custom filter that we've created, custom legend rather. It's to mimic a sales funnel, essentially, with the colors indicating the stages as shown in my dashboard. To interact, all I have to do is select a stage, in this case qualified, and what that does is actually only highlights the qualified stage in my sales pipeline and top 10 accounts, but actually filter the map by opportunity amount. All right, so the summary is incredibly helpful to me. As I look at that sales pipeline at the top, I can see there's a really big spike here. It looks like J17, so it must be January 2017. So I can interact with this visualization directly. I can go ahead and just simply select those January points, and my dashboard once again will filter. My eye is then here at the bottom drawn to Ingots technology. I can see that there is a particularly large amount in the proposal stage. So maybe my next point of movement would be to look at what those proposals are, see who is currently working on them, who's owning them, make sure that sales owner has the proper resources and support that they need. So how would I then go to my next step? There are a couple of ways. In this bottom Tableau toolbar, I can go ahead and download to say a PDF or an image and say contact that owner via email, which is good for any user that might not have access to Salesforce or Tableau Online. Alternately, in the top here in that search bar, I can just search for Ingots technology and then go to that account page myself. But what we've actually done already in the Tableau dashboard is create what's called a URL action. So if I scroll down here to Ingots and I allow myself to hover over that amount, you'll notice that my tooltip now has this URL that says click to view account page. And what that does is it will actually open up a new tab that directs me specifically to the account page of what I have hovered over and I'm looking at. And the reason we were able to do this and the reason why this was possible is because we're utilizing Salesforce as our data source. Thus, it gives us access to the particular object IDs or object fields that we can pass into our URL string as a parameter to provide a seamless user experience. Now, mind you, once again, that URL action had to be done in Tableau for that to work. All right, so we're on Ingots. Great. I can see some basic details here at the top, including that our good friend Ben Dunmire is responsible for this account. If I look down here at the related section, I can see some basic details, things like relevant news articles. I can sign into Twitter if I wanted to see what's trending on social media in regards to that account, assuming Ingots were a real company. I can view my contacts down here, my notes and my attachments, as well as my opportunities. However, what I want to do right now is actually quickly identify the opportunity and stage amount. So in that case, I would prefer to use the details section here on the right. And as we go there, you'll notice we've actually embedded a Tableau dashboard here in this page as well. So mind you, this is slightly different than what you've seen before. Before, we had to embed a full Tableau dashboard on its own page. But what we've done here is embedded a single standalone viz into an existing page, once again passing the parameters of the type of page you're looking at. So we're looking at an account page. We can then pass the account ID to this visualization to see the opportunity amounts here. We turn to Tableau in this case because the tree map viz helps me to quickly analyze my opportunities. The size indicates the opportunity amount, and the color indicates the stage. Now I can see that there is an incredibly large opportunity here at Ingots. So what I'll probably want to do is connect with Ben as the sales owner and help him with this proposal. Over here on the right, I can see that in the activity log that Ben already has a meeting scheduled with Bill on that proposal for December 12th. So maybe I want to reach out to him quickly and let him know that I'd like to help. So I'll move over to the chatter section here. And I'm going to make a quick post for Ben and I to get together. So I'll just say, @Ben Dunmire, let me know if I can help with the proposal for next week. And share that. And with that little @ symbol, if I can share, there we go. So with that little @ symbol, Ben will essentially get a notification either in his Salesforce.com platform and with that little bell notification in the top right corner, or if he has mobile alerts or email alerts, he'll automatically get that notification that I would be interested in helping here. And finally, I can follow the account. As you can see, I can choose to unfollow it or refollow it as I like to ensure that I'm receiving updates in case others might also be contributing to the proposals. So I hope the demo proved useful and gave you a better sense as to how you can embed Tableau into Salesforce.com. Equally, I hope it provided a tangible example as to how you can realize some of the advantages shown on the screen here. We only scratched the surface for what Salesforce Lightning and Tableau can do, so if you have any questions, please contact Ben and I, as we'd be delighted to help. So now what? You've seen the advantages of the integration of Tableau and Salesforce, and you may be interested in getting started. I'll hand it off to Ben one more time to discuss some considerations to think about in moving forward.
Thank you, Amanda. Now, if you're considering using this combination of Tableau and Salesforce, or even Salesforce with a different visualization tool, we recommend you thoroughly explore both the business goals and technological possibilities in order to ensure that you successfully meet the business needs and provide maximum value. On the business side, start by understanding your different business users, their needs, and the potential value they can attain through visual analytics in Salesforce. As you understand those needs, also identify the information required for those users to make business decisions, both from within Salesforce and other sources. As we work with clients, we see that this business and data understanding is critical. Different groups of users have different needs, and you'll ultimately want to tailor your solution to meet these diverse requirements. With that understanding, you can begin to design meaningful visual analysis to support their needs. In parallel, on the technological possibilities side, you want to craft your vision for integrating Tableau's visual analytics into Salesforce. As you saw in the demonstration today, there are various degrees of integration, from embedding a standalone dashboard to embedding a single visualization within an existing page, to the deeply cohesive experience of building in custom URLs to allow users to jump from the results of their exploration back into relevant findings within Salesforce. Creating this vision requires deep insight in the capabilities of the tools you are working with, and is something we help clients with regularly. If you have cases where users could benefit from much more ad hoc analysis, it is worth considering the use of Tableau Desktop outside of Salesforce as an analytics platform, and planning to train those users as necessary. Finally, you'll need to make sure that you have worked out all the technical aspects of integrating Salesforce and Tableau to ensure a seamless experience for the users. We know it can be a daunting task to get started on something new like this, but hopefully, however far along you are, these considerations help you envision how to move forward. At Thorogood, we approach all our projects in this way of balancing business goals and value with technological possibilities in order to achieve maximum potential for our clients. We help our customers with everything from implementations of individual solutions, to how to get started with a tool, to developing enterprise-wide BI strategies and roadmaps, and many services in between. With this combination of Salesforce and Tableau in particular, you may find it helpful to partner with someone like Thorogood to help you evaluate your technology options, provide guidance on business cases and training, and work together on the design and implementation. We'd love to hear from you about your business use cases and we would be happy to speak with you more about what next steps with these tools or similar ones might look like for you and your organization. Today, we started off by demoing how Tableau could enhance your consumption of Salesforce data. I walked you through how to connect to Salesforce within Tableau Desktop, use a standard connection, create some visualizations, and show some dashboard interactivity. Then we showed you how to bring it back into the Salesforce platform for a seamless user experience. Amanda walked you through a couple of different ways to embed a Tableau dashboard into Salesforce.com, whether that's in its own app or part of an account page, for example. Together, the two demos highlighted possible ways of bringing in non-Salesforce data, whether it's blending that within the same visualization in Tableau or having a separate visualization within Salesforce. Thank you for joining us today. Here's our contact information again. Please reach out if you have any questions about the presentation or if you're interested in learning how Thorogood can help your organization. Thank you, and have a great day.